back again with our good friend David Greene from Greene and Phillips. David, good to see you as always.
Glad to be here.
All right, today we're talking about uninsured motorist insurance coverage. And to start with that, let's start with the very basic. What is it? What is uninsured motorist insurance coverage?
Well, that's a great question. Uninsured motorist coverage is coverage for yourself. Okay, Alabama law requires that you have liability insurance to protect the other person. If you make a mistake, hit someone, bump someone, cause an injury, then your insurance would cover them. Uninsured motorist or underinsured coverage would cover you. If someone hits you that doesn't have coverage, or if they do the old trick, go out and pay for one payment, get their card, and they're not able to pay the rest, and they hit you and they don't have coverage, then the underinsured coverage that you have on your own policy covers your injuries.
I know a lot of people are always concerned with insurance, though. How much is that going to cost me? So how much do these types of coverage cost?
Well, we did some research before we went on air.
Okay.
It's about $20 every 6 months, so anywhere from $20 to $40 a year to have that coverage.
All right, now tell me why that's money well spent. Why is it so important to have this uninsured motorist coverage on your policy?
Well, it always covers any type of injury that you have. If there's someone that comes out and they're driving and they don't have coverage, they bought that coverage or paid for a policy for one day, basically is what we say, and then they don't have it when the wreck actually occurs, then it covers your medical bills, it covers your lost wages, and it covers any pain and suffering that you may have from the accident.
So we're kind of hitting on that there is, in instances when someone is in a wreck, that uninsured motorist coverage helps.
That's exactly right. Now, if you have it on other cars in your household, it's very interesting. Under Alabama law, you can stack up to 3 of those policies on top of each other out of the same policy.
What about something like this if you get hit while you're just walking or biking somewhere?
Some policies are covered, some don't. It really depends on what that policy says. You need to look at your individual policy. Lots of times you are covered.
All right, so you mentioned some of those coverage prices and things like that earlier. Is there an amount or something you should be looking for specifically when it comes to how much uninsured motorist coverage you should have?
Absolutely. Alabama law requires that you have a $25,000, $50,000 policy. That's the minimum amount of coverage that you would have if you buy any insurance in Alabama. We always tell people, if you can afford more coverage, go ahead and buy something larger. 50, 100, 100, 300. It could get a little bit costly for the liability portion, but as far as UM, it's very, very inexpensive. Always make your liability and your UM match.
And pretty close to the price point we were talking about earlier in the segment. So, David, I'm sure we just touched on this pretty briefly. Some folks at home might have plenty more questions. They can always contact you guys?
Absolutely. I'd be glad to sit down with anyone if they have any questions about UM, anything personal injury-wise. I'd be glad to talk to them.
All right, and all their contact information is on our website on the Studio 10 tab. Go check it out. Thanks a lot, David.
Thanks.